Hey, how are you?
Good. Are we in a basement?
Yeah, we're in the very bottom level. Did you not even realise when you came in?
No, I didn't. I had no idea. That's very cool.
It's just so for people who haven't heard of Madison before, you're from the US?
Yes.
You do pop, R&B, that kind of stuff?
Yes, I do.
And so one of the very sort of first introductions that came was through Justin Bieber, wasn't it?
Yeah, he discovered me on YouTube when I was like 12 years old. I posted a video and he kind of just picked me out of a bunch of probably millions of girls singing on YouTube at that age. So it was crazy. Yeah, and I was signed within 2 weeks of that, and yeah, the rest is kind of history.
So it was a pretty whirlwind kind of
Yeah, it was
experience.
crazy. I mean, I was like a little 6th grade obsessed Justin Bieber fans.
Like Justin Bieber, like I'm totally obsessed with you and I love you. See, I never thought that I could last without you. I never thought that I could go on in this world. And I'm just letting everybody know that he's amazing. So, and he's such an inspiration, and I love him.
It's definitely unexpected,
Yeah.
for sure.
Have you spent much time with him? Has he been like a friend to
Yeah, he's one of my best friends. He's great. He's on like a break right now because he was just on tour for a while, and yeah, he's awesome.
And so, like, you know, getting signed at that kind of age, like 12 years old, that must put a bit of pressure on you when you're coming to writing your own material and you've got this huge sort of view on you already.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up leaving my record label and my management team that ever initially signed me because I just kind of like, I was discovered singing songs like Etta James at Last. And Killing Me Softly and Killing Me Softly with his song. You know, things that are soulful and that, you know, have power and meaning behind them, and I was kind of being thrown songs that I felt were really empty and didn't have like depth to them at all, so it kind of took the fun out of what I loved to do. So I decided, you know, I might as well just steer the ship on my own, and I became an independent artist, and I've been independent for a few years now, and I just recently signed with a new management team, but my mom was managing me for a while, and we kind of were just doing it ourselves, winging it, having no idea what we were really doing, but I mean, apparently we knew something, so I'm always going to be grateful to her because she definitely like took over after we decided to part ways with my label and stuff.
So when did you start sort of uploading? Was it to YouTube you uploaded some of your covers?
Yeah, I mean, I started when I was 12, and I still kind of do. I sing on Instagram more than I do YouTube because it's easier now, but I used to try to post on YouTube a bunch. I actually have gone back and deleted a lot of my old covers because I don't like them. And
Really?
Yeah, but people are always like, no, but it shows you have progress and whatever, but I'm like, no, I just sound bad. I'm not going to keep that up, so I deleted a lot of them.
So who were some of your early influences when it came to sort of writing your own music?
I mean, I loved like Britney Spears, Lauryn Hill, Amy Winehouse has always been one of my favorites. Adele, I love. I just love music in general. Like especially songs that I feel like have a lot of depth to them. It's like that's what really captivates me, and I'm just like eager to learn about music and the writing process and everything like that.
So did like the whole songwriting process, did it come quite easily to you when you were starting out, or was it?
No, I mean, I never really knew how to songwrite or what to write about, and I thought you could only write about boys and love and crushes and this and that, and as I've gotten older, it's become so easy for me, and it's become something that I like really enjoy doing.
And so you grew up just around New York, around that way?
In Long Island, yeah.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up there? Was it quite fertile for like your creativity or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, I mean, Manhattan, yes, but Long Island, no. Long Island is like, I think one of the least creative places in the world, to be frank. Like, it's kind of like the kind of place where if you do anything different than everyone else is doing, people would, you know, reject you, and it would just be something that was made fun of or that was weird. I mean, I used to do this program called School of Rock after school, which was like, when you are no one, and you got someone, you basically train anything you want to train, and then you guys put on a little concert at the end of like the semester when you train. And I remember everyone used to think I was so weird because I did it after school and I would sing. And so yeah, it wasn't really the best creative environment, but I did have my mom and my dad who both are really creative and who both are into music a lot and showed me the ropes. And I think they're a lot of the reason that I am creative and that I can, you know, write a song now and stuff. If it wasn't for them, I definitely wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, so with like learning and discovering all this music, kind of like a rebellion to the place you grew up, where no one's doing anything different, and it's kind of, that must be really boring.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely boring. Everyone's literally exactly the same. I mean, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but like literally, like everyone acts the same, everyone dresses the same, and everyone wants to fit in with each other, which is fine. But you know, anyone that was different and unique was just considered weird. And
yeah.
I just kind of didn't care. I was like, I don't like. You want to think I'm weird? That's fine. And then I ended up posting my YouTube videos, and it was great.
Oh, look.
And then it was funny because I like posted the YouTube videos, and initially people were making fun of me, and then afterwards so many other girls posted YouTube videos like at my school, and I was like, oh, so now it's not weird that Justin discovered me, you know?
Bit of jealousy involved, do you reckon?
Yeah, probably.
And so you've achieved so much, you've released so many songs, and you're only 18. Does that kind of, you know, the fact that you're so young put like any pressure on you in terms of, have people doubted you because you're a bit younger?
Yeah, I mean, people always doubt me and people always belittle me, and because I'm younger, and you know, they always like underestimate my like level of intelligence on the music industry and on music in general and what I know, and they're always like, oh, you're 18, there's no way you know about that, or whatever it might be. So I kind of just like to prove people wrong with my music and with what I've been educated on musically and stuff like that. It's not really like, I don't know, it doesn't really bother me that much because I've always been the youngest in the room, always. I mean, I was 12 sitting in board meetings and being like, what do I do now? Like, I want to go eat cookies and do whatever, so yeah.
I think that's a lot of young people now, they're way more aware than people think, especially when it comes to like being like
especially
the music business.
now though, I mean, even though I am obviously in this generation, kids even like 2-3 years younger than me are so much more self-aware than I was when I was 14 years old. Like, it's crazy, you know, because they have Instagram where they could just see everything and see what people are wearing. Like, when I was in 6th grade, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have every celebrity at our fingertips, like, that we could emulate. So it's definitely weird to see how different times are changing. And
so you've just released a new single, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, sure. It's called Say It To My Face. It came out, I think, 3 days ago now. I saw a funny tweet that someone said this is the kind of song you key your ex's car to, and I love that because I think that's such a good depiction of the record. It's just kind of like an FU kind of song. It's like, or it's also from the angle of like, say it to my face if you're a hater or you're someone that talks bad about people behind their back. It's just kind of like, you have something to say it to my face. That's kind of how we wrote the record. It was just with like a bunch of inspirations and a bunch of pulls from different places.
It must be nice to have that kind of bold attitude, just like, if you're going to say something,
I mean,
say it properly.
Yeah, I've always been like that though. I've always been really straight up and like, I'm like, I'm a straight shooter for sure.
Does it get you in trouble sometimes? You sometimes say things
definitely,
that you wish you hadn't?
Definitely, for sure.
And
I have a short fuse. And so
are you working on a full album now?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like a bigger EP than it is going to be an album, I think. But it's in the works and it's almost finished, which is really exciting.
So have you got any sort of collaborations in mind, or is there a dream collaborator that you'd absolutely love to work with?
I love Rihanna. I would love to work with Rihanna, but there's no collabs so far on that EP yet. Nothing yet. And
so when are you coming back to, are you playing any shows in London or the rest of the UK?
I'm going to go on tour in February and March, so when I go on tour, then
sounds fun.
Come see me.
Well, thank you very much for coming in and talking about your new single and all your influences. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time with another emerging artist.